games in the first round of the NBA playoffs for the Dallas Mavericks. The head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, of course, is Rick Carlisle, a former assistant coach of the Portland Trail Blazers, making his 8th career playoff appearance as a head coach and 4 games under 500. That's what he was at the start of the playoffs. 2 wins and 2 losses so far in this series, and 39 and 43 for his career. The Dr. Pepper starting lineup's not changing tonight. Jason Kidd and Deshaun Stevenson, a combined 28 years of experience, both from Northern California, San Francisco, and Fresno, respectively. They're the starting backcourt for Dallas. And up front, it's Sean Marion coming off his first double-double of the series. Dirk Nowitzki is the other forward, and Tyson Chandler in the middle at center, 7-1 in his 10th year from Dominguez High School in Compton, California. Nate McMillan is the head coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. Nate has also coached the Seattle Supersonics to the playoffs before. He's in the playoffs for the 3rd straight year with Portland. They have not made it out of the first round, losing last year in 6 games to Phoenix, 2 years ago to Houston in the first round in 6 games as well. Playoff record, 14 wins, 18 losses. Here's his Dr. Pepper starting lineup, and it's no surprise that's not changing either. Andre Miller in his 12th year out of Utah. Wesley Matthews in his 2nd year from Marquette. That's your starting backcourt for Portland. Up front, Gerald Wallace in his 10th year from Alabama. LaMarcus Aldridge in his 5th year from Texas are the forwards. And the center, 37 years old, Marcus Camby in his 15th year from UMass. Those are tonight's starting lineups. It's Mavericks basketball on TXA 21 with Derek Harper. I'm Mark Followell. Game 5, we're about to bring it to you. But before we do, we introduce the 3rd member of our crew, Jeff Skin Wade from 103.3 FM, ESPN. Skin?
Well, thank you, Mark, and I'm having a hard time hearing you, and I take that as a really good sign. Rick Carlisle said after Game 4 he wanted the crowd to be like it was in the Rose Garden, and so far, a very good sign. Also, keep in mind that the 2 biggest fourth-quarter performances in the playoffs this year have been Dirk in Game 1 with 18, and then, of course, Brandon Roy with 18 in Game 4. In Game 4, Portland did a good job of getting Dirk out of position where he likes to catch the ball. Dallas has studied that, they're very aware of it, and they've got some new wrinkles in case Portland sends waves of guys at Dirk tonight.
Roy is coming off the bench again, as he has throughout the series, and he has ever since he came back from having both knees scoped in January when he returned to their lineup out of the All-Star break. The opening tip is controlled by Portland, and we are underway. The winner of Game 5 and series tied 2-2 has gone on to win the series nearly 83% of the time in best-of-7 series. And Portland off the jump commits an offensive foul. A collision between Gerald Wallace and Deshaun Stevenson. And the foul on Wallace is his first and a Portland turnover 12 seconds into the game.
If that's an indication how it's going to be a war. It's going to be a very physical game. That was a tough screen set by Wallace.
In Portland, the Trailblazers won Game 3, 97-92. And then won Game 4 in the now very well-noted improbable fashion with their huge fourth-quarter comeback, rallying from down 23 late in the 3rd and 18 to start the 4th to win the game 84-82 and even up the series at 2 games apiece. Can Dallas get control back tonight? Kidd, after an offensive rebound by the Mavs, has it stolen by Gerald Wallace. And Wallace gets Portland on the board with a fast break basket off the turnover.
That was bad spacing. Sean Marion and Jason Kidd stood side by side, which allowed Wallace to get a hand on the ball.
To the basket, Dirk drives, had it knocked away at the rim. Tyson Chandler on the follow, earns a trip to the free throw line. 58 seconds into the game. The first team foul was called there on Portland. That's on Marcus Camby for his first. And a trip to the free throw line here for Tyson Chandler, who had his highest scoring game of the series on Saturday. Unfortunately, that was only a 6-point effort to go with 7 rebounds in 30 minutes.
Well, I like that here we are in the first couple minutes, and Dirk already got a good drive to the bucket. Didn't finish, but because the defense collapsed, Tice was able to pick up the mess, and now here he is at the free throw line.
And here's a look at his skin. There you see Dirk putting it on the floor. Obviously, the help defense had to come. That allowed Chandler to get that offensive board. And if you remember in Game 4, that's one of the things that allowed Dallas to control the game, is their ability to get second shots and get a second opportunity at that offensive end.
You know, one of the stats that's blown me away so far, guys, is that Portland has the fewest second chance points of any team in the playoffs. And as we know, they're a team that really thrives on getting those offensive rebounds.
Well, they came into the series based on the regular season 8th in second chance points. Chandler with a defensive rebound after he just went 0 for 2 at the free throw line. Wallace with a miss. And the Mavs still look to get on the board. One missed shot by Dirk, one turnover, and a couple of missed free throws, and it's Sean Marion getting into the paint and getting Dallas on the board a little over a minute and 20 seconds in.
And Mark, that's going to excite me every time I see Dallas get something to the basket. I think that there's a premium on them finding a way to get some easy baskets in the paint.
They've had a couple of very low outputs, points in the paint-wise in this series. 18 in Game 1, 24 in Game 4. They've had two others, though, where they've scored over 30 points in the paint. As Kidd rebounds off the missed shot by Wesley Matthews. Both teams have started the game by making one, missing two. Here's Chandler to the basket. There's a collision, and an offensive foul is called on Tyson Chandler. LaMarcus Aldridge steps up and absorbs the contact, and Chandler is called for an offensive foul, the Mavericks' second turnover of the game, and his first foul.
I'll take it because it's aggressive going to the hoop. Obviously, Campbell with good position. But seeing Tyson Chandler attack the basket, I think, is a plus for the Mavericks in this game.
He has battled foul trouble, though, in this series, and that's the one thing, of course, that concerns you, is can he stay out on the floor? The second half, the foul trouble really manifested itself the other day as Aldridge misses. A rebound grab by Nowitzki. Kidd on the drive to the hoop. And the rebound is punched outside to Gerald Wallace. Both teams a little sluggish here early on as it's out of bounds over to Dallas. Wallace dribbled it off his leg out of bounds.
Yeah, great hands by Tricks. He ripped Gerald Wallace in the midcourt. Got the steal going back the other way.
Both teams have two turnovers, and they've only scored 2 points so far. Mavericks had 15 turnovers in Game 4. They had 16 in Game 3. Obviously, both problematic areas. A three is missed by Deshaun Stevenson. Marcus Camby rebounds. Stevenson so far in this series has now tried 7 three-pointers. He's made 3 of them. Defensively, it's Stevenson down on the block against Wallace. He's doubled. Miller, not a good three-point shooter, puts it on the floor, knocked out of bounds by Dallas as Miller went to the deck. 5 on the shot clock here for Portland as they'll throw in baseline.
Man, and I love what Tricks has done so far, and I want to say this, before the game, he seemed really amped up. He seemed really pumped up just in the layup line, standing down there on the baseline, and so far he's really been dialed in defensively.
And he had his best game in Game 4. His offense, I thought, was crucial to Dallas taking control in the third.
Deep 2 is missed by Wallace. And a rebound taken by Tyson Chandler. His 4th one here in the early going. The Mavericks get a quick shot attempt in the early offense, and it's Dirk getting his first hoop.
I was just going to say, I thought Jason Kidd had a layup, but that's a layup for Dirk Nowitzki, so we'll take that one.
Nowitzki had a 20-point game in Game 4, his lowest scoring output. His high game of the series was Dallas's Game 2 victory when he had 33 in a 101-89 win. A win that seems long ago and far away after the events up in the Pacific Northwest as a drive to the hoop is finished by Wesley Matthews. Matthews lays it in. Both teams are 2 for 6. Marion in the lane. The runner won't go. Kept alive. Tyson Chandler has it back, and he finger rolls it home. Didn't go up to get the power jam, but it's 2 on the board nonetheless.
And I think you've got to really give a lot of credit to Marion for not only taking it inside, but keeping it alive on the offensive glass for Chandler to go ahead and finish it off.
A little over 4 minutes played. Mavs already had 3 offensive rebounds. They get a second chance basket there. Wallace involved early on for Portland. Taking his 4th shot, his second make. Scoreboards in the first quarter are brought to you by AAA Texas. Visit AAA.com for a quote on auto insurance. Portland ties it up at 6. Chandler inside again, foul.
Good to see him active early in this game. If Dallas can establish something inside tonight, it's going to give him more of an opportunity in this Game 5.
Well, we haven't seen it in a while, but don't forget that Tyson Chandler was a guy who averaged over 10 points a game in the regular season for Dallas. He shot over 65% for the floor. He had 37 out of the 74 games, exactly half the games he played in the regular season. He scored in double digits. He had 4 games this year where he scored over 20, and he also added 18 double-doubles. So he was a player in the regular season who put up numbers, but he has not done that in this first-round series.
But there you see him being very aggressive, Mark. You talked about what he has done offensively. I thought when Tyson was playing the Mavericks were playing their best basketball offensively, he was an offensive factor. So I think you can use him offensively in a lot of situations.
In the regular season series against Portland, in 3 games. He only played in 3 of the 4. He averaged just over 12 points and shot 81% for the floor. As Nicholas Batum has gone into the game, Batum checks in and Gerald Wallace goes out. Portland makes the first substitution. Dallas with 2 Chandler free throws. They have an 8-6 lead. Deflection by Kidd, but Portland keeps it. It's Aldridge. Shot clock down to 5. A defensive switch. Matthews over Chandler, and he gets the score.
That's just a nice aggressive offensive move. Tyson Chandler smart not to pick up his second foul on that one.
Little bobble by Stevenson as he's hounded up the floor by Andre Miller. Blazers tie the score at 8. Little pick and roll action here between Marion and Chandler. Inside to Tyson, finishes again. A lot more touches early in the game on offense, to say the least, for Chandler.
And you saw really good patience there for Marion, letting the play develop.
Miller's shot rolls off the rim, no good. The tip in missed by Canby. Mavs have a 2-point advantage. Dirk goes to work, it is doubled. Cross-court pass to Stevenson, and Stevenson, that pass was not on target, and it led him his momentum toward the sideline. He ends up stepping out of bounds.
Well, the other thing for Stevenson, he has to pay attention to what Portland is doing defensively.
Yeah.
They double-teamed Dirk Nowitzki right away, and he had his back turned to the pass, which I think he could have easily snuck under the basket for an easy shot.
Canby out front. Aldridge. Tough shooting game the other day for Aldridge. He went 6 of 16, but sticks that one.
Man, that is a ridiculous shot because Tyson had that covered.
If that beats you, you're going to get beat. That's not going to beat you in this game, that difficult a shot.
Trailing the play, Marion from Jason Kidd. Aldridge's hoop ties it at 10. We're due up for a timeout of the next dead ball as we're under 6 minutes left in the first quarter. A little feeling out process perhaps here early on. Steal by LaMarcus Aldridge, playing the passing lane, intercepted the dish by Marion, and it's an offensive foul on Batum. Drawn by Jason Kidd. There's a timeout on the floor with 5:28 left in the first quarter. Batum commits his first foul, and that's the second offensive foul that has been committed by Portland early on. Batum went into the game earlier because Wallace has 2 fouls, and Batum just picked one up now. Dallas and Portland tied at 10 at the first time out of the game with 5:28. Seeing tonight's Why Pay More scores brought to you by Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Early on, we're seeing that because Tyson Chandler is more involved with either plays being run for him or just offensive rebounds and putbacks.
Well, he has all 3 offensive boards for the Dallas Mavericks, and if it's one thing that Dallas can do a little bit better in this series, it's get points in the paint. So far, doing a solid job in that area.
And you know what I feel like we've seen so far, guys, is more so than the other 4 games, a lot of their early flow stuff where they get stops and push the ball and try and get shots before the half-court defense sets up.
And you're right. That's obviously an area where the Mavs can improve, averaging the lowest points in the paint per game so far in the playoffs. Jason Terry checked in at the timeout. That's the first substitution for Dallas. No other changes made by Portland. They'd made that one sub with Batum going in when Wallace got his second foul. On the drive, to the basket, finished by Dirk.
Everything is to the basket right now for the Mavericks, which really can pay dividends for them late in this game if they continue to attack.
Team foul-wise, the Mavs have not committed one. Portland has 2. Cut in from the weak side and a finish by Wesley Matthews. Matthews has 3 hoops early on. Andre Miller gets his first dime.
So much attention that time paid to what Aldridge and Canby were doing. Matthews was able to slip down the lane for that cut, and a great feed by Miller.
Pass to Chandler, shoved in the back as he tried to make the catch. Portland's 3rd team foul with 4:37 to go in the first. That's the first on Andre Miller. It will be Dallas ball, 14 to shoot, as Peja checks in, and Dirk gets his customary first quarter break.
And just looking inside, Mark, you'll never know how much pressure it puts on your opposition's defense when you're trying to make a conscious effort to get the ball inside.
Stojakovic had 8 points in Game 4 Saturday. Had a 21-point eruption in Game 2. Jason Terry goes baseline and turns it over. Bobbled the dribble and then ended up bouncing it on the end line. So a turnover committed by Dallas, and that has been an area that caused them problems in Games 3 and 4. And tonight they've got 5 here in the first quarter. A few boos rained down as a little animosity generated for Brandon Roy for some Dallas fans after they saw Roy do what he did, do a number on Dallas in Game 4. And Game 3, for that matter.
He had 2 points in 2 games here, and then we know what he did in 3 and 4 there.
Post up, Andre Miller. Swinging into the corner to Roy. The closeout by Sean Marion. Leans in off the pump fake and misses, trying to beat the shot clock. Tied at 12 with 8 minutes played in the first quarter. Marion in the lane. Tough catch there for Chandler. Outside to Kidd. Badly misses on a 3, but it's tipped back out to him. Chandler knocked it out. Shot missed in the lane. There's Chandler's 7th rebound. After Terry missed, Chandler is fouled.
It's playoff basketball, and a lot of things that take place is going to be in the paint, on the glass. Tyson doing a tremendous job of making his presence felt.
He gets 2 offensive rebounds in this sequence. First, Kidd badly misses the 3. It's punched out by Chandler. And then he'll get another one here off the miss by Terry.
Just a lot of aggressive plays by Tyson Chandler, keeping it alive on one end and grabbing that rebound, and got fouled on the second try.
You know, and the emotion that we just saw there, I know that we've got the nationwide audience on NBA TV tonight, and a shout out to everyone watching across the country. That was really something that Chandler, it will obviously never show up statistically, but what Chandler was praised for so much this year by Maverick fans and by the coaching staff was that he was a fiery player who brought so much emotion, brought so much passion to this thing that previously didn't exist.
Yeah, and you definitely have to have somebody step up and be that. I think Dirk and Jay Kidd are both kind of quiet leaders, lead by example, but you have to have somebody that's providing that energy, and he's done it. And when you have a guy that provides energy and plays defense the way he does, that's a huge cog to this team.
And as Rick has said before and after many games, the energy, the passion, that's infectious. Has shot free throws well this year, although tonight is only 1 of 4. He split on that trip. Aldridge with the miss. Marion with a rebound, and the Mavs have ground out a 1-point lead, and they try to extend it here at 3:20 left in the first quarter. Rudy Fernandez checked in a moment ago for Portland. Terry will get it back. Baseline J is on the money.
Give and go basketball, simplest game in the league. Simplest play, I'm sorry.
As old as Dr. Naismith, I believe, right?
It still works too, Mark.
From the corner, Brandon Roy, nope. Tipped out by Aldridge, a la Chandler. Portland has it back, and they'll take a timeout. 2:56 left in the first quarter. Low-scoring first quarter, not quite as low-scoring as we saw on Saturday when Dallas led 16-11 after one. 15-12 is the advantage, but still nearly 3 left in the first quarter. Compton, Tyson Chandler, and the Dallas Mavericks lead Portland 15-12. Big ups to the Mavs broadcast production crew for putting that together. 7 rebounds, 5 offensive boards for Chandler, and also 7 points as he set a tone for the Mavs here in the first 9 minutes. They lead it by 3.
So great, man, getting everybody so pumped. I knew we'd hear some MC Ren tonight, too. So great that Tyson came out just killing it. 5 offensive rebounds in 9 minutes.
Shredima is from Compton as well, the Mavericks president.
Shredima Usry, yes.
He doesn't get me amped up like Tyson does, though. They got different demeanors.
Me either, but just wondered if he had something to do with that.
Maybe.
Correa's into the game for Dallas. So is Brendan Haywood. Kidd and Chandler went to the bench. Dirk is back in. And Canby tips it outside. Marion also went to the bench. Portland has the ball back here. And a fresh 24 on Marcus Camby's 4th rebound of the game. Jason Terry, the defender here against Brandon Roy. Roy on the move, and he slithers his way to the basket. Shot was missed, but it was goaltended by Dallas. Score the basket. Brandon Roy with his first points of the game and the first bench points. And John Goebel, one of the 3 officials, might be overruled here. Now, Haywood came up through the net. You're going to see the play here. Hey, you can't do that.
Yeah, I think it's the right call, to be honest with you. Haywood obviously had his hand through the net.
Rick Carlisle lobbied for a moment, and the crew chief, Scott Foster, the officials, by the way, tonight, Scott Foster, John Goebel, and Tom Washington. Scott Foster came over and talked to John Goebel after Rick Carlisle said something, but John Goebel got the call right. Fingers up through the net. And so it's a basket scored for Brandon Roy. And Dallas has a 1-point lead. Jason Terry Gets a Dirk screen, a little two-man action between Terry and Dirk. Works frequently, does it there. The jumper missed right baseline. Camby with the pick. Roy on the move left. Inside of 2 minutes, Mavericks have not committed a team foul in the first quarter. They'll have one to give for the last 2 minutes. The Blazers do not, and the Blazers take the lead on that layup inside by Batum.
Well, and there they go, taking advantage of JJ, of course, on the block.
Now Barea underneath, bad pass. Now sixth turnover, there's a foul to give. It's not a clear path foul, but it is a foul that nevertheless slows down a fast break. And it will be Portland ball with 23 to shoot and 1:34 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think that was a really good decision by Jet, especially on the turnover. Go ahead and try and slow things down a little bit. Don't let this thing get out of whack here in the last couple minutes of the first.
Portland has the last 4 points since the timeout. They look to make it 6 straight, and they do. Roy with the drive and find Marcus Camby the flush.
I think it's important to make Brandon Roy a jump shooter. He wants to get off, I think, trying to get to the hole first. His first 2 shots were perimeter shots. He missed both of those. Don't give him any easy baskets. Keep him on the perimeter.
Dirk down low. Camby the defender. Spin move, fading, and no. With that miss, Dallas is shooting 40%. Blazers are shooting 47%. They're 9 out of 19. On the move, it's Roy again on the drive. Fernandez gives the ball up. Chris Johnson is in the game right now. They try to go to him on the pick and roll, but diving in front and stealing it's Barea. Centers a 3-on-2. Terry, a short pull-up, no good. Kept alive by Brendan Haywood. Slapped back inbounds by Dirk. Chris Johnson, the rookie out of LSU who played in games 3 and 4. Nate McMillan is going to him here late in the first quarter of game 5. Mavs don't capitalize on the turnover. They've gotten into a little bit of a dry spell here as Batum hits, and it's 6 straight now for Portland. I beg your pardon, 8 straight. They go in front 20-15. Blazers do not have a foul to give. It's a differential of a second at the most. Shot clock to game clock. First 9 minutes were pretty good for Dallas, but they've gone into a dry spell here. Haywood, Dirk looked for him, lost the ball, thrown up ahead by Batum, and the quarter is over. It ends on an 8-0 push by the Trailblazers, and after one, in Game 5, with control of the series on the line tonight, you got Portland out in front of Dallas by the score of 20-15. Mavs go over 3 minutes at the end of the first quarter, not scoring, as Portland scored the last 8. The Trailblazers got back into the series by winning games 3 and 4, including game 4 in improbable fashion. Tonight, they score the last 8 of the first quarter. They'll take a 5-point lead in the second quarter here in Dallas. And also across the country tonight on NBA TV. And so we want to update all on this Dallas Morning News NBA scoreboard updates. 46-45, Memphis in game 4 of that series. They lead San Antonio late in the second quarter. Memphis won game 1 and then won game 3. So they have a 2-1 series lead, and the 8-seeded Grizzlies try to take a commanding 3-1 series lead tonight. They're playing well.
A lot of parity in the league this year as far as the playoffs are concerned, especially in the Western Conference. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, and that's a tough matchup for the Spurs because Memphis is just so physical.
Led the league this year in points in the paint. J.J. Barea, jump shot off the pick by Dirk, rebound by Batum. The lineups to start the second quarter: Barea, Terry, Peja, Dirk, and Haywood. And for Portland, Rudy Fernandez, Brandon Roy, Nick Batum, Chris Johnson, Marcus Camby. Roy with it against Jason Terry. Outside to Rudy Fernandez, and the 3 is on target for Fernandez. And this is 11 in a row scored by the Blazers to go in front by 8 here early in the second.
Well, and that was all set up by the fact that Brandon Roy was about to post up Jason Terry. J.J. Barea comes over to help, and he finds a wide-open Fernandez.
Fernandez now 2 of 7 on threes this series. A foul is called here as Dirk goes to the hoop, and it's on Chris Johnson, the rookie out of LSU. First on Johnson.
See Dirk trying to get all the way to the hole. Got him with the body.
And you know, when Dirk first caught that, Camby was off balance. I think Dirk easily could have just pulled up and knocked it, you know, shot a jumper there, but I liked it. He went straight for the basket because that's what they got to do. They need to force the action, maybe put Portland in some foul trouble and get some trips to the free throw line.
Well, I thought too, Skin, to add to what you're saying is the fact that Dallas has turned the basketball over a little bit since that second unit has come in, and the fact that they've become a little bit too perimeter has allowed Portland to take control a little.
Portland scored 11 straight before Dirk went 1 of 2 at the line. Mavs trail by 7. Early second quarter action of Game 5. To the corner, the pass to Batum, short on a 3, and tipped out of bounds to the Mavs. Scoreboards of the second quarter are brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Minute 20 gone by in the second quarter. A screen by Haywood, erased Rudy Fernandez at center court to the hoop. Barea misses.
He got the move he wanted, just couldn't finish at the rim.
Barea shooting 27% for the series coming into tonight's action. Blocked by Haywood.
There you go, Big Brendan.
That's what his job is, to clog up that middle, not give up easy ones.
Batum gets blocked by Haywood. Gerald Wallace returns to the game after picking up 2 fouls in the first quarter. Chris Johnson back to the bench. A foul was just called on Camby after this block here by Haywood.
Stepping up big.
Pinning it against the glass.
LaMarcus Aldridge will go in. And Marcus Camby subs out. Camby has 2 fouls now. No one in foul trouble for Dallas. As a matter of fact, only 1 foul committed by Chandler and 1 by Terry. 2 apiece for Camby and Gerald Wallace is something to monitor here for the rest of the second quarter from the Portland perspective.
Well, playing without fouling, playing defense without fouling is key in the playoffs.
To the basket, Barea. This time he does get the finish. Right idea last time, didn't get the finish. Does this time down the floor.
Well, it's the right thing to do to continue to attack this team. I think Dallas has a huge advantage. Even though Portland has more size in their backcourt, Dallas can break them down.
Defensive 3 seconds called here on the Mavs. Technical foul on Dallas. The guilty party, Jason Terry. So 1 free throw here.
I think you could have picked a couple of guys that time. Once they got the isolation down there on the block they liked, there's a lot of Mavericks kind of camping, waiting to see when they were going to go over and help out.
Fernandez, in the regular season, 16th in the league at 86.3%, but misses there. Fernandez hasn't had a real impact in this series with that 3 that he made earlier in the quarter. That only brings him to 12 total points scored in the series as we play early on in Game 5.
That's why that 3 worried me. You don't want to see him get hot. He's got a real kind of trick shot globetrotter vibe. You don't want to see him suddenly get his mojo.
Roy for 3, late in the shot clock, blocked by Haywood, and Aldridge doesn't get the turnaround away in time. He made the basket, but it's no good. 24-second shot clock violation.
That's just a good defensive possession by the Dallas Mavericks. Defense heads up by Brendan Haywood against Roy.
I think Brandon's had an outstanding series, man. Defensively, he's been really good in the first 4 games and so far tonight.
Barea with it. Cut off by Fernandez, trying to go baseline. Mavs went down by 8, trying to make a run to the line. Dirk will get 2 with 9:30 left in the second quarter. For Portland, they just committed their 3rd team foul of the second quarter. It's the first on Rudy Fernandez. So you've got a real opportunity here to thrive at the free throw line if you can keep going to the hoop here. It's 3 team fouls, and you got 9:30 left in the quarter.
Oh, my God, Skin, I would really say that the coaching staff has put an emphasis on the Mavericks not settling for jump shots the way they're approaching tonight's offensive game. They're really attacking, getting a lot of things inside and to the basket.
Well, I think so much, too, of Dirk's success, especially in Game 1 in that 4th quarter, getting to the line, forcing the issue, forcing the action. Don't assume that the refs are going to call it tight. Go in there and make it a collision, force the issue, and get to that free throw line.
The aggressor typically gets rewarded. That's 10 free throw attempts now for Dallas. Portland's only foul shot was the one that Fernandez took a moment ago for the defensive 3-second call. Roy outside against Barea. Mavs have a mini run going after they went down by 8. They pulled it within 3. A double forces it out of Aldridge's hands. He'll get it back, and a late in the shot clock jumper's no good. Haywood controls the rebound after the rim out Jay attempt by Aldridge. Into the corner, Peja. Chased off the arc, comes up short. Wallace with a rebound as Stojakovic missed the pull-up. Roy dribble drives. Slings it out to Fernandez. Bank shot, no.
They got numbers.
Yes, they do. And it's Barea all the way to the basket, but blocked by Batum.
Boy, that was a great block by Batum. I think his arms just got longer the higher he got.
Barea wanted a goaltend, but I think he got that going up.
I think he did too, Mark. I think it's just an outstanding defensive play.
Dirk defending against Aldridge. And there is Batum with another impact on the game as he gets a follow. And that stops Dallas's momentum, and the Mavs will take a timeout with 8:18 remaining in the second quarter. Here's that play, by the way, in question.
No problem with that. Yeah, good block.
Just great defense.
25-20, Blazers lead after the Batum block and the putback. He gives him a 5-point edge. It's tied at 2. And Kobe, if you saw the game late last night, chasing Willie Green on defense, hurt his left ankle. He gave it a pretty good roll. The official word that came down tonight is he has obviously a sprained left ankle and is officially listed as day-to-day. That's the same left ankle that Kobe hurt. He said after the game he thought he broke his ankle when he got hurt in a play involving Sean Marion in the second half of that game. Out of the timeout, jump shot, Jason Terry swishes it.
Great call by Carlisle out of the timeout. Get Jet a wide open jump shot.
I thought I read that Kobe was going to play on snakeskin crutches tomorrow night. Thought I read that. Maybe that's unsubstantiated.
I don't know if he'll need crutches or not, but he'll play. You know what a competitor he is.
Oh, yeah, he gets after it.
To the hoop. Basket for Andre Miller.
Well, but that's what we talk about, Mark. Visiting Kobe Bryant a little bit more. Everybody in this league, regardless of how good you are, injury away. And who knows what happens if Kobe Bryant misses a game or two against New Orleans.
Back out to Dirk from Jason Terry. Inside to Haywood. Haywood is fouled. He gets the finish. He's gotten fouled a lot inside in this series and has never been able to get the finish. We know about his struggles at the free throw line, but he gets 2 on the board and can tack on 1 more here with 7:26 to go in the second.
And you know what I like about that? Here we see Dirk drive. The defense collapses, and he finds Haywood. There was a play at the end of the first quarter where Dirk dropped it off for Haywood that didn't work out, and they kind of fumbled it out of bounds. I like that Dirk went back to him because it was the right basketball play there, and it's going to result in not only the finish, but an and-one opportunity as well. Great look by Dirk.
Great look by Dirk, and this is a new look that we're seeing from the Dallas Mavericks, the attacking part of their offense, really doing a good job of getting things to the basket and to the hoop early in this game.
Wesley Matthews is at the table for Portland. A long discussion has ensued about whether or not he was there in time to check in. Haywood makes the free throw, 3 the hard way for the big fella.
It's his night, baby.
It's his night is right.
Couple of block shots. He is 3 for 13 on free throws now in the series, by the way. 8 on the shot clock. Andre Miller rises. Mid-range jumper, no good. Long rebound to Kidd, who subbed in for Barea at the last timeout. Running the floor, Dirk finds Terry, and he ties the game.
That's great transition basketball. First, it was great defense. Then Dallas able to get out in transition. Dirk makes a great pass.
A 12-4 run by Dallas. Timeout for Nate McMillan. Got a little rocky for the Mavs at the end of the first quarter and early on in the second when the Trailblazers went up 23-15. But quickly, Dallas has erased the 8-point deficit. Timeout called here in Dallas. Tied at 27. Game 6 will be on Thursday in this series, and let's talk about the rest of the series schedule, as these are the biggest games of the year, and you can find a great selection of seats and the freedom to choose where you want to sit on StubHub. So head to StubHub and choose your seats now. Thursday in Portland, game will be at 9 or 9:30. Check your local listings. We'll have it right here on TXA 21. And then game 7 on Saturday, and that will be, if necessary, of course, and back here in Dallas. Check your local listings for whenever the game time is announced on that, if the game is needed to be played. Mavs had no fast break points in game 4. They just got their first fast break basket tonight off a defensive play. Here's Andre Miller in the lane, knocked away, and they'll have another defensive play and another chance at transition. Jason Terry's fast break 2 just tied the game. Now he'll take a 3 for the lead, and he buries it. from downtown. Jason Terry gives Dallas the lead as the Mavs get their first three-pointer of the game.
And I think Nate McMillan is dying to get a tee right now. He was furious Andre Miller didn't get a call on that great defensive play last time down.
15-4 run for Dallas. There's Miller driving and double clutching to float it in.
I tell you what, right now Dallas is playing solid defense, Mark. They're not getting a lot off of the defense in transition, but their defense has really stepped up.
And Peja from long range. Yes, sir! Stojakovic stretches the Dallas lead to 4 midway through the second quarter. Back-to-back threes made by Dallas, the first time they've hit from long range tonight. Curling into the lane, Brandon Roy up with a right hand, no good. Lost by Peja, but picked up by Sean Marion.
They got numbers if they can push it.
Stojakovic feeling it. LaMarcus Aldridge with a rebound. Tyson Chandler back in, Miller on the drive against him, lays it in. Dallas up 33-31, 5:28 left in the second.
He does such a good job, too, of feeling the contract and trying to initiate it and then getting separation in air like that. He's just a veteran that knows how to get where he wants to get.
Portland led by Wesley Matthews, Nick Batum, and now Andre Miller. All three have 6. Sean Marion points to the paint for Dallas again.
Back to the attack.
They've got 14 points in the paint and 11 free throw attempts so far. We should know Portland has 24 points in the paint, but only 1 foul shot tried. Down low, Stojakovic guards Gerald Wallace. Out to Andre Miller, who has found a three-point shooting stroke in this series after making 4 all regular season. That's 4 made threes in this series. Line drives that one home.
So sneaky of him to trick you with his shot pass like that. You have no idea it's going in.
Miller has the last 7 for Portland. Maverick lead shrinks to 1. Wallace is the defender. Marion on the post up, down to 4, down to 3 in the lane with the right hand. That one won't go. Jason Terry leads Dallas with 9 points. Dirk's ready to come back into the game. He's at the scorer's table. Left alone, LaMarcus Aldridge, and the Blazers go back in front.
That's just a crafty move by Andre Miller, setting that up. Drawing the defense, finding an open Aldridge.
And a 20-second timeout was called here by Dallas. 4:10 remaining. Second quarter. And this may be for purposes of a substitution as much as anything, as Dirk was at the table and Rick wants him back out on the floor for the Mavs, as Portland, behind a 3 from Miller and a basket by LaMarcus Aldridge, have survived the Dallas run to regain the lead. Portland in front by 1 as we tell you that BBVA Compass has a team of bankers that can help you build a winning game plan for your money. Teamwork works at BBVA Compass. BBVA is the official bank of the NBA. And we say again hello to the folks across the country tonight on NBA TV. Locally here, as we have been throughout the first round and will be for the duration of the first round on TXA 21. Dirk back in. Peja takes a seat. Batum has returned for Portland. Roy takes a seat for the Trailblazers. Dallas has all of those starters on the floor except for Deshaun Stevenson. Jason Terry mans the 2-guard spot. And a pass that was intended for Terry was stolen by Wallace, who got it back from Miller. And it's a 7-0 run, and Portland capitalizes on a Dallas turnover. Nothing drives coaches crazy more than when you turn it over after you've just taken a timeout.
Yeah, it seemed from here like a pretty exceptional play by Wallace to stay in bounds, tightrope in that sideline over there.
38-35 Portland. A touch for Dirk. Spun away for the double, shot fake, step through move, and a scoop to the hoop.
When you can shoot the jump shot like Dirk can, you can always get a guy to go for the shot fake. Went for the shot fake, got to the left hand for an easy layup.
Yeah, and Derek, we saw determination there. That move in the last 2 games, 3 and 4, Dirk would have shot the fadeaway. He decided he was going to get to the basket, even though he caught it far away when he initially got the pass.
Dirk has 9 now. Batum reigns in a 3. Trailblazers up by 4. Kid has 7 assists, has not scored. Fed the post to Dirk. Dirk into the paint. This time he's blocked by Batum. Saved in by Chandler. Shot clock at 3. Marion bank shot missed, didn't draw iron, and the Blazers come away with the ball, and a foul is called on Sean Marion as well. That is the first team foul on Dallas in the quarter. For the first half, the Mavs had been whistled for only 3 fouls. 1 on Chandler, 1 on Terry, and 1 on Marion. 2:33 left in the second quarter. There's a timeout on the floor. Trailblazers lead by 4. 33 left second quarter. Portland 41, Dallas 37 in game 5 of this first round series. Well, Dallas, like any team, is a better team when they get stops leading to transition offense. And we'll show you some examples in tonight's Metro PCS connection to the game. Metro PCS, the official wireless provider of the Mavs. Metro PCS, wireless for all.
Well, if you want to advance, Mark, you have to defend, and you have to find a way to get some easy baskets. Dallas doing that in this first half, doing a good job defensively, which is leading to a lot of wide open shots. We know Dallas is one of the better shooting teams in this league, so it pays in their favor to find a way to get stops.
In the regular season, they shot 47.5% for the floor, which placed them 5th in the league. In this playoff series, Dallas is shooting 45.5%. Portland is shooting just over 46%.
Right now, they're going to have to figure out a way to stop Andre Miller. 9 big points in the second quarter. He's been really, really good.
After Dallas had gotten in front by 4, LaMarcus Aldridge with a floater on the lane that's good. And the lead stretches to 6. So Portland survived a big punch by Dallas. The Mavs had a run that helped them overcome an 8-point deficit. Get in front by 4, but the Trailblazers have now gone on a 12-2 run since Dallas had grabbed a 35-31 lead after back-to-back threes, one by Terry and one by Stojakovic. Kidd not on the board yet, gave the ball up. Sean Marion late in the shot clock, deep 2, put it up, got it on the iron. Kept alive by first Chandler, then Dirk, and Dallas has it. Eventually controlled by Terry. But the tip rebound by Dirk, he's the one who gets credited for the board, just his second of the game.
Boy, and LaMarcus Aldridge is just standing in the lane.
There we go.
Defensive 3 seconds was just called on Aldridge. That's a technical foul, and Dallas will get a free throw because of that.
And all of it's caused by Dirk Nowitzki. Just a difficult matchup for Portland and anybody else in the league as far as that matters. You have to double him and try and run the ball out of his hands. But a lot of times, because he's so good against everybody, he makes the defense indecisive.
Yeah, you see LaMarcus Aldridge here just kind of camping out in the paint. You know, I really would have liked to have seen on the previous possession there before Tyson Chandler got the offensive rebound. I really would have liked to have seen the Mavericks repost Dirk there with Wesley Matthews on him. Instead, they reversed it and got the late shot in the shot clock. But take advantage of that if you have that mismatch.
Nate McMillan protects Gerald Wallace, who got 2 fouls in the first quarter, takes him out here late in the second. Terry fell down. Hey, look what I found for Dirk. Hits the mid-range J.
I love how Jet lulled him to sleep with the Curly Neal routine, and then boom, just left it right there for Dirk.
Mavs trim it down to a 3-point game. Closing in on a minute left in the half. The Mavs do have a foul to give here down the stretch of the second quarter. Chandler with a rebound. Shot was missed by Andre Miller. That's 9 boards tonight for Tyson Chandler here in the first half to go with 7 points. 10, the most rebounds Chandler's had in a game in this series, and that was game 2. Kidd against Roy. To Marion. In the paint. Shot up and good. It rattles home. 1-point game. Let's see if Portland looks to go 2 for 1 here.
In the paint is the key word, Mark.
18 points in the paint for Dallas. Portland has 28. Defensive play. Marion with the swipe against Miller. And now Marion drives. He got fouled, and that is not a foul that Portland had to give. They go over the limit with that.
A lot of good things happen when you attack in transition in the half court. Something good normally comes out of it. Sean Marion very aggressive getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, once Andre Miller picked up his dribble there, he wanted Brandon Roy on the initial cut. When he didn't get it, he was looking around, and Marion's like, I'll take it. Boom, got the swipe, going back the other way.
On the free throw line, Sean Marion ties the game at 43. And a 20-second timeout is taken by the Trailblazers. 25.8 remaining. Nate McMillan obviously wants a good shot, good possession here, as they'll be able to run down most of the remaining time. in this first half after this second free throw attempt coming up for the Mavericks. Dallas has scored 6 straight points here. Got a basket by Marion, a basket by Dirk, free throw that is by Dirk for the defensive 3-second call, and already 1 free throw made here by Sean Marion, who's 4 of 4 on free throw attempts in this series. Marion in the regular season shot 77% at the line.
I like what I see so far. I like the fact that Dallas is attacking, obviously, on the offensive end. I think for the most part, defensively, they've been solid. They forced Portland to earn what they're getting from an offensive standpoint. So I like Dallas's first half up until this point.
Dallas Morning News NBA scoreboard update. Memphis leads San Antonio 55-50 in the third quarter. That's game 4 in that series, with Memphis leading the series 2-1. Brian Cardinal in on the defensive end of the floor here after this free throw by Marion. He subbed in for Dirk. He had Stevenson go into the game for Terry. He had Haywood check in for Chandler. And this is 7 straight points scored by Dallas. A real momentum boost, you would think, going into the half. They just need one more stop to keep it at a 7-0 run.
They're doing a good job of matching the run that you alluded to that Portland had against them.
There is a foul to give, by the way. Kidd, the defender, against Brandon Roy, and takes the foul at 6.4. So the shot clock will go off now.
I like it, man. I like the kung fu foul coming in with the tight action grip, man. It was like, mine.
It was definitely hard.
Make it count, baby.
Kung fu, huh?
For the second time in the series, Corey Brewer will make an appearance. The aforementioned judo chop. Batum throwing in. Brewer goes into the game for Dallas. Into Roy against Stevenson. Fernandez gets up a shot off the side of the backboard. And the clock stops as it was knocked out of bounds by Portland at .5. Kidd bounced it off Matthews and out of bounds, and the half is over. A 7-0 run to end the half. Or is the half over?
You know, my question would be, did Haywood have possession of it, and then that's what they ruled? Because otherwise it would have been a 24-second shot clock.
No, the shot clock went off whenever they had the foul to give.
Okay.
At 6.4.
Oh, right.
Okay, they are replaying because I just heard Scott Foster say something about a clock malfunction. So Scott Foster, John Goebel, and Tom Washington will take a look at it here. So stick around because there still might be something remaining. Scott Foster put the headset on, communicated with the truck, and is putting 2/10 on the clock, which is, of course, not long enough to get off a catch and shoot. You need .3 for a catch and shoot, so this will, in essence, be the end of the half. But Nate McMillan is still putting Chris Johnson in anyway, just in case the Mavericks want to try a link to the floor alley-oop pass.
I'd like to see Rick counter that sub.
If Jason Kidd could somehow get it in the cylinder, you can go up and touch it in the cylinder off an out-of-bounds pass. But that's not happening.
Well, that was a disappointing 0.2 seconds of basketball.
I feel so shortchanged. 44-43. I'm not shortchanged, though, by the first half, as Dallas was able to match Portland's runs with a couple of big second-quarter runs of their own, including 7-0 to close the half. Dallas led by 12 points from Dirk Nowitzki out in front, 44-43 at the intermission of Game 5. Stick around. We got a lot to come up here at the half, starting right now with Gina Miller and Steve Dennis with tonight's midcourt report. Lead Portland. Third quarter about to start. But first, we look at tonight's Jack-in-the-Box highlights, starting with the Trailblazers, who spread it around on offense in the first half. Art?
Well, a lot of balance for Portland. Obviously, Aldridge has done the most damage against the Dallas Mavericks, but tonight they came with a different approach. A lot of guys involved offensively. Here you see Wallace in transition for this team. Brandon Roy over to Hernandez. He got into the mix, a guy that's been quiet in this series. But, you know, all in all, I think Dallas will take where they are based on the first half.
Sean Marion playing good defense for Dallas in the first half. He had 8 points to boot as well. Dirk led Dallas in scoring with 12, and you see here Sean Marion active on the glass results in a second opportunity for Tyson Chandler, and Chandler's having as much of an impact as he's had in this series on offense so far.
Well, Tyson's start was really huge for the Mavericks. Kept a lot of offensive balls together, so hopefully he can continue to have that impact and they can get more points in the paint.
Third quarter about to start. Before it does, a quick check-in with Jeff Skinwade. Skin?
All right, thank you, gentlemen. Of course, talked to Mike Shedd at halftime. Very happy with the pressure they were getting on the ball. Fantastic. And also trying to make it difficult on Portland to get into their sets. Can get away with one turnover like they did in the second quarter, they'll be sitting pretty.
Well, they just committed a turnover here, and it's shades of Saturday in one regard because Chandler had one foul through the first half Saturday and picked up a very early foul on the defensive end of the floor in game 4 for his second, and he just picked up an offensive foul here, setting the screen against Andre Miller.
And it's the kind of fouls I think that hurts Tyson sometime. Out on the perimeter, I don't think you can't afford to get that kind of a foul. You back off and let the guy through.
Portland looking for the lead. Knocked away from LaMarcus Aldridge. A scrum on the floor. It rolls out to Wallace. A desperation heave was blocked, and the Mavericks get the unfortunate call of a shot clock violation because Kidd had caught the ball with one hand and fired it up ahead on a touch pass to Sean Marion, who had leaked out.
It was unfortunate, but it was the right call. Kidd didn't have possession of it before the shot clock had expired.
Dallas responds with a defensive play after they turned it over. Skin noted the lack of turnovers in the second quarter. 7 in the first, only 1 in the second. Now 1 to start the third. Portland has 7 turnovers for the game.
You know, both teams want to do the same thing. They want to pressure the other team.
Chandler rolling to the basket from Sean Marion.
That was definitely a great set call right there by Rick Carlisle. Mavericks got exactly what they wanted.
9 points, 9 rebounds for Chandler. A drive by Miller, explodes to the hoop and lays it in.
Boy, and that was a really good screen out there at midcourt, I believe, by Aldridge that got Deshaun Stevenson knocked pretty good and then created a little flurry where Andre Miller had the mismatch on Chandler.
Miller with a team-high 11 to lead Portland in scoring. Miller has scored the ball well in this series. 18, 18, 16, and 14. His 4-game total is coming into tonight as Dirk gets the hoop. Miller's basket, the only points in this push here for Dallas that included the last 7 of the first half. The run is 11-2 since the Trailblazers were up 43-37. LaMarcus Aldridge, nope. Defensive board for Dirk, his 3rd rebound of the game. He's got a team-high 14 points. Mavs have the advantage tonight on the glass, 23-18. Spin move, Dirk twirls and finds Kidd. 3-pointer is missed and Aldridge grabs the rebound.
You know, we just saw there, we've seen Dirk do that the whole game. He's attacking the second he catches the ball. So when a player's used to closing on him, he's already got that first step the second he gets the catch.
Underneath, Matthews got bothered by Kidd. Aldridge puts up a shot. He was bothered into a miss by Chandler. Aldridge with that miss, now 3 for 9. Dirk trailing, short on a 3-ball. Rebound Chandler. Marion kept it alive. Stevenson will let her rip. No. Wallace with a rebound, the save in, the right to Dirk, who had it goaltended by Aldridge.
Cardinal sin by Wallace on that one.
Saving it in under your own basket.
You never do that. That's elementary basketball and a good break for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, he doesn't get the assist. He gets the turnover there.
50-45, the Mavs have the lead. Dallas, with this, by the way, has their largest lead of the game, up here by 5.
Well, I think early in this third quarter, their execution offensively has been good. They've gotten just what they've wanted on the offensive end.
Marion, the defender here, checking Gerald Wallace. Noted a moment ago, Aldridge is 3 of 9 for the floor tonight. He gets into the lane, was able to show off some strength by maintaining possession there. Stevenson dug down and nearly ripped it away.
Well, and he got a lucky break, too. That was pretty good defense by Chandler and Stevenson, but like we allude to all the time, great offense is going to propel sometimes.
Block at the rim as Stevenson goes down. Wallace got the stuff. Stevenson's late into the play. Matthews to Wallace. Aldridge follows it home for Portland.
There's that great defense leading the offense going back the other way. Both of these teams have the same formula. They want to do the same thing. Pressure the ball, get it going back the other way. That time, Portland, great defense creates that opportunity.
Double team. Dirk eluded the second defender. Marion spins and tosses it in deep.
Dirk has improved in that area. He knows the defense is coming. He's getting himself ready to make the pass. It's just a matter of Dallas having the proper spacing offensively.
Just got his 3rd assist. Dirk has 16 points. Marion now at 10. And Matthews was fouled. Late whistle, but it did appear that he was fouled in the back. Foul on the body by Kidd as they look to complete the alley-oop to Wesley Matthews. Left hand watch Kidd here.
Definitely got him in the air. You can always get that call from the officials with your left hand being on a guy that's in the air.
Portland leads the NBA in finished alley-oops this year. Wesley Matthews misses a free throw. The Trailblazers have not made a free throw tonight. They got one in the first half for a defensive 3-second call. And now here's Matthews with 2, having missed the first. Makes that one.
And that's an advantage for Dallas. Down the stretch, you have to make those free throws. And a lot of times they don't go early. They won't go late either.
Mavs have attempted 16 foul shots, only 1 for the Blazers before those 2 by Matthews. Top of the key jumper. String music for Dirk. Stretches the Dallas lead back to 4.
I have a place they can go offensively in this 3rd quarter if they want to listen to me. Dirk Nowitzki.
Don't go away from success. Is that what you're telling me?
Never do it, Mark.
Hand check foul on the perimeter by Stevenson. First foul on Stevenson, 2nd team foul on Dallas. The master of the hand check. Well, you were not happy about that whistle.
No, I wasn't happy about it, but the rules have changed, so you have to go with the change with the flow.
Matthews, nope, knocked away. Stevenson and Chandler both went after it, and I think that was Aldridge.
It was.
Who
It was
pried it free.
Yeah, great play by him reaching over the top.
Portland trying to capitalize on the second chance, and they do. Aldridge screamed and won after he got the finish.
He didn't get it, but he did get a tough basket against Tyson Chandler's tough defense.
I was about to scream footwork.
Back cut, Dirk dumped it off. Chandler fouled hard. Sent to the line with the first team foul by the Blazers here in the 3rd quarter. Dallas has 2. Marcus Camby's 3rd foul. On the line with 7:05 to go in the 3rd, Tyson Chandler. Trying to give Dallas a lead of 4 if he can knock down these 2. With that now, Tyson Chandler has his first double-double of this playoff run. He had 18 double-doubles over the course of the regular season in 74 games. Averaged 9.4 rebounds, which placed him 10th in the NBA. And he had the 5th best individual total rebound percentage this year. Tyson Chandler grabbed 19.7% of the available rebounds when he was on the floor.
That is having a huge impact. Go get that ball.
Kevin Love, by the way, led the NBA in that category of total rebound percentage.
Of course he did.
And a foul here. John Goble with the whistle. The 3rd foul now on Tyson Chandler with 6:53 to go in the 3rd.
I'm not
and
sure
it's 3 team fouls.
Yeah, not sure I saw what he saw here.
Middle of the paint.
Oh, okay. Is he calling a grab on Aldridge or running through Wallace?
I think he's calling a grab on Chandler, not allowing Aldridge to come to the get position on the opposite side. And he is not a happy camper.
Haywood's going to have to play with that same aggression level he had in the early part of the 2nd quarter. I thought he was a real factor.
Haywood, 3 points, 3 rebounds, 2 blocks in his 8-minute first half appearance. He defends Aldridge, who misses, and it's tipped out of bounds, and it's Dallas ball.
I think Dallas has Aldridge a little bit discombobbled as an offensive player. He's not sure where that double team is coming from, and as a result, he's rushing a lot of his shots.
Went 6 for 16 in game 4 and is 6 for 13 tonight. To the basket, Dirk, no. Missed in traffic. No one has gained any separation to speak of in this game. Portland had an 8-point lead early in the 2nd. Dallas had a 5-point lead here early in the 3rd. They're up by 4, now by 2 on a nifty reverse finish by Andre Miller.
Oh my goodness.
That burst to get baseline and then do the up and under, that was reminiscent of the night he dropped 52 in this building.
Yeah, that was a Tim Hardaway crossover as well.
Dirk catches, immediately burst into action, driving, has it blocked. Haywood was fouled. after the block shot.
Dirk is wondering why he can't get a call. He's driving to the rim. He's getting contact. He wants those calls.
If he stays aggressive, though, Skin, throughout this third quarter, he'll get his calls.
Second team foul on Portland. That's on Wesley Matthews, his second. It'll put Brendan Haywood on the free throw line when we get back. Here's that burst those guys are talking about. Miller to the hoop. Nifty reverse finish. Gets Portland to within 2 in a nip and tuck game 5. Quarter, it's Mavs game night on TXA 21. You're home for the first round of Dallas Maverick playoff action. As you look at AT&T Plaza outside American Airlines Center, let's check tonight's Dallas Morning News NBA headlines. There's always lobbying going on with coaches and officials. Monty Williams down in New Orleans has been upset about what he feels like are a lack of defensive 3-second calls on the Laker big guys. So he's made an inquiry to the NBA office about that. We'll watch that as the series plays out. The MRI was negative on Derrick Rose's sprained ankle. Game 5 of that series, a closeout opportunity again for Chicago, is due up tomorrow. Still no decision has been made by the Sacramento Kings on their potential move to Anaheim. They have until May 2nd to make a decision on whether or not they will file to relocate for next year. In the fourth quarter, how about this? Memphis has opened up. Am I seeing that right? A 16-point lead. 10 minutes to play.
How about that?
Haywood missed them both.
That's who Memphis wanted for good reason. They felt like they could beat that San Antonio team, obviously.
Well, if they close out tonight, they'll be up 3-1. Wes Matthews with a drive.
You know, I'd recommend announcing that score in this building. Mav fans love that stuff. They love hearing that score.
Because the game is in sort of a lull right now. I don't feel like the crowd is involved enough.
I forgot they were here for a second. I could hear us talking. We can't have that. It's got to be rowdy in here.
Couldn't hear yourselves talking, having a normal conversation up at the Rose Garden.
No, not at all.
This is definitely more of a give me a reason to cheer crowd. There's no doubt about it. Unlike Portland, they come to cheer.
They do.
Wesley Matthews with 8 points for the game with that free throw. Leader for Portland is Andre Miller with 13. LaMarcus Aldridge has 12. 1 of 2 on the line, so the Mavs maintain the lead. York with 18 to lead Dallas. Tyson Chandler has 11 points and 10 rebounds. Marion has 10 points. Jason Kidd has not scored tonight, but he has 10 assists. Poked away from Dirk. Going baseline, pump fake. Now we'll go to the line with 5:23 to go in the third quarter. What was that you said a minute ago?
If you keep going to him, he's going to finally get to the free throw line. Dirk made the same move, basically, just attacking on the baseline side. Got Aldridge up in the air. Here you see him operating, step through, shot fake. He gets to the free throw line. You have to continue to attack. You talked about reposting him from time to time.
Yeah.
All of those things works in Dirk's favor.
Harp, you're a bear of a perimeter defender, and you're a prophet. You're a Derek Harper. Do it, Dirk. Just get to the basket. Draw that foul.
You guys don't listen to that.
We're trying. We're learning. Trying to extend the Mav lead to 3. 5:23 to go in the third. And Dirk with the shooter's bounce on the free throw.
Dallas has only taken 5 threes, if I'm not mistaken, and it's a different look for the Mavericks offensively.
Yeah.
And a steal here by Sean Marion. He eludes Andre Miller. Jason Terry just into the game, and he completes the 2-on-1 fast break. Good dish by the Matrix. Jason Terry has 11 now on the Mav lead. They've equaled their largest, up by 5. Terry hounding Batum up the floor. Timeout. Portland with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Now they got excited.
How about that?
You gave him a reason.
Now give them the San Antonio score and let's see what they'll do.
60-55, Dallas with the lead here on TXA 21 and on NBA TV tonight. Sean Marion with the steal. Eludes Andre Miller. Completes the pass to Terry, who does a nice job of going up and under on the 2-on-1 finish. Dallas up by 5. The first round of the playoffs here on TXA 21. The Mavericks of the Portland Trailblazers. A timeout by the Blazers after Dallas has opened up a 5-point lead with 5 minutes to go in the third. Wesley Matthews runs into Brendan Haywood. Pretty good contact. And then Matthews zigged when he should have zagged. Camby threw it away. Terry the steal, and he draws a foul.
Well, that was an awkward landing, too, but he was making sure he was going to get all the way there and draw the contact.
But from a defensive standpoint, Dallas really up with the pressure, and I think that's causing problems for the Portland Trail Blazers. They're not letting them run freely on the offensive end.
On the line, Jason Terry. York has 20 to lead Dallas. Terry has 11, trying to separate from Chandler as the second leading scorer in the game. And he does just that by hitting a first of 2. Brandon Roy's gone in. By the way, Marcus Camby has 4 fouls after just picking up that 4th. The Blazers have 14 fouls in the quarter. The Mavericks do as well. Terry off the bench tonight, 5 out of 8 for the floor. Has made 1 3, and that's the first time that he's been on the line. The free throw advantage for Dallas is 22-5 in this game, and that includes 8-4 here in this third quarter.
And I like how effectively the Mavericks are playing this playoff style of basketball.
Miller with a mid-range jumper gets the soft bounce off the front rim.
Portland needed that desperately. They were really looking for a basket in a big-time way.
Miller is 7 out of 11 tonight, 15 points. Dirk scored 20 or better in each game in this series, at 20 for tonight. Puts it on the floor, drives on Aldridge, stops, spins, awkwardly throws it up, and he is able to get this back, and the 5th foul of the quarter on Portland.
You think he doesn't want this game?
He is the one who said after game 4 that the message is you got to stick together. Follows his own miss after it went off the back iron. And then the foul was called on Nick Batum, and that's the sign right there that he wants it.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to tell right now because of the pace and getting to the line, but I'm kind of sensing maybe early beast mode. Not sure. You can kind of tell.
Got a text about it or a tweet?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of people hitting me up right now. I'm getting a lot of signals. I can kind of sense it in the building. I don't know. It feels like we're kind of creeping up on beast mode a little bit.
Tell you what, Dirk is always in beast mode, but he's only taken 1 3 tonight. And that's a clear indication that the guy's honed in on getting to the free throw line, playing aggressive offensively, opposed to just being a jump shooter, using everything in his repertoire.
Get to that basket.
Now that's 5 in the quarter on Dallas. Brendan Haywood commits a foul. Haywood with his 2nd. And so both teams are shooting free throws for the next 4 minutes here to end the third quarter.
Let's see who's the most aggressive as far as attacking the basket.
Andre Miller to the line. Missed the first.
You can foul Portland the way they're shooting free throws right now.
2 for 6 tonight. Andre Miller for the series is averaging 16.5 points a game. Came into play tonight shooting 50% for the floor in the series. That's gone up. And that's a rare miss at the line. He is 17 of 20 on free throws for this series now. Missed the first, rattled in the second.
Harder to make them this time of the game, though. This time of year period.
Basket shrinks, huh?
It does. Late in the game.
Miller, the defender. Down to 9 to shoot. Now it's Roy against Dirk, spinning into the lane. He'll go back to the stripe.
Smart.
Why wouldn't he?
Smart.
Don't go away from success, right?
Smart. That's where you go for your offense. Now they're going to have to double team him or figure out a way to guard him. Then it opens up what Dallas is offensively in a lot of situations. That's a great outside shooting team.
3:42 to go in the third. Doesn't get the bounce there. If he makes this free throw, it will be 11 points in the quarter for Dirk.
Most of them inside, too. That's the impressive thing about it.
To stretch the lead to 7, he does. Regular season, 89% at the line. In this series, 88% at the line coming into play tonight. 9 of 11 this evening. And still over 15 minutes to play. Rudy Fernandez went in a moment ago for Andre Miller. Batum catches, drives, hangs, misses.
I'll tell you what, I'm okay with Batum taking that shot off the dribble. That's not his shot.
30-24 is the rebounding advantage for Dallas, as Kidd just secured his 5th board of the game. Up by 7. Back to Dirk.
Oh, they're going to mob him from here on out.
And it's a 3-ball. Kidd trying to get on the board. Off the hands of Dirk. Dallas has it back. Wide open from downtown, no good. Marion has it back for the Mavericks. Against Rudy Fernandez, nowhere to go on the baseline. Now he slips inside, flips it up and in. Dallas has a 9-point lead.
So pretty. J. Kidd rewarded Sean Marion for the offensive rebound. Just let him get better offensive position. Let him repost. Let that lane clear out. Take advantage of it. J. Kidd orchestrating.
A notable increase in the energy in here in the last 3 or 4 minutes. With good reason, as Dallas has opened up the 9-point advantage, but a foul on the perimeter. That'll put Rudy Fernandez on the line. 2:28 to go, 3rd quarter. Offensive rebounds pay off. Dallas got 1, Terry missed. Then Sean Marion got the rebound off that. And Marion gets free from Fernandez to give Dallas more points in the paint. You could tell when he got out to the layup line. You noted this earlier, that Marion's emotion and energy was at a very, very high level coming into this game, as it should be, by the way, given what's at stake tonight and what Dallas is trying to bounce back from in regards to the 4th quarter on Saturday.
Well, the series is 2-2, and I don't feel like Sean Marion has been close to what we have grown accustomed to seeing from him. His ability to attack and get inside is really what the doctor ordered for this Maverick team, and he jump-started that early in this game against Portland.
2 free throws made by Rudy Fernandez, 67-60 Dallas. Fernandez hounding Jason Kidd. Chandler's back in. Peja just went in. Haywood and Dirk are out. Late in the shot clock, Terry maintains a live dribble. Finds Peja in the corner. Back tap by Chandler. There's another offensive board.
You had Chandler and Marion both all over the offensive glass there.
They credit Chandler with his 11th rebounds. Under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Chandler comes way outside to set the screen. And Kidd will put up a 3, rimming out. Aldridge with a rebound. Tonight, Kidd is 0 for 4 from long distance. Dallas has taken 12 threes tonight. They've only made 2. They came into tonight's game shooting 43% on threes for the series. Fernandez missed a chippy. 90 seconds left in the 3rd. The Mavs closed the first half with a 7-0 run. Can they close the 3rd quarter strong? Jason Terry.
That's his shot, his favorite shot, going right on the pull-up.
Terry took 43% of his shots in the regular season from mid-range.
Look at the pressure by Marion.
And he knocked it away from Roy. He leaked out, gives to the trailer Peja, and he'll go to the line.
Look at how geeked up Matrix is.
The foul on Portland was on Wallace for his 3rd. And a technical on Nate McMillan. From John Goebel.
And you see that a lot. That's probably a pretty good tech by Nate, because it's going to maybe take a life out of things a little bit. You want to keep that momentum going, keep that pace going. Mavs really need to stay focused in this final minute 9.
Jason Terry, free throw, good. That's for the technical on McMillan. And now 2 free throw attempts are coming up for Stojakovic. This is set up because of Marion's defensive play. Dived in on Roy and knocked it away.
Marion's defensive play on that possession, but overall in this 3rd quarter, that's what has put Dallas in control, is their ability to get stops.
That's the kind of pressure that Portland put on Dallas guards in games 3 and game 4. Dallas did, I thought, outstanding job in the first 3 quarters doing the same thing to Andre Miller. They let up there at the end. They need to keep that defensive pressure going the entire 48 minutes.
Tonight appearing in his 81st playoff game, Peja Stojakovic. In NBA history, he is the 4th best free throw shooter all time at 89.5% for his career, and on cue, of course, he misses. That's the first time he's been in the line this series.
Now I see what happens to those great free throw shooters.
Yeah.
They get jinxed by great play-by-play guys.
Like, you know, I don't believe it jinxes, man. It's that rim shrinking.
Cosmic announcing is what it is.
Ooh, getting sandwiched. Granted, Roy, he got fouled.
Don't believe in it, huh?
No, no way, man. There's no such thing as a jinx.
Plus, how could we possibly know what any other broadcast team is saying at that exact moment, right?
That's right.
Timing, bad timing. How's that?
First time on the line this series, by the way, for Peja when he went there and made the first, missed the second. Brandon Roy to the line here. And he misfires on the first.
No doubt Portland's announcing team talking about how awesome he is at the line right now.
Mike Rice just jinxing over there. 5 out of 10 for Portland on free throws. Marcus Camby's back in the game. Dirk getting a rest here late in the third quarter. He provided 11 points for Dallas this quarter. The Mavs have scored 27 as a team in this quarter, and they lead it by 10 in the final minute of the third. Jason Kidd's played the whole third. He's defended here by Rudy Fernandez. Kidd dishes, good ball movement. Terry, a three-pointer. Nope. Another back tap here, and a loose ball foul is actually called on the Trailblazers.
Tyson Chandler all over the offensive glass.
13 rebounds tonight in total for Chandler. And I believe that's 9 offensive rebounds now for Chandler.
He's a beast in the paint right now for the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, the double-double is definitely you got a double-double going into the fourth quarter. You're doing something.
Tonight, Chandler at the line is 5 of 8. And he'll take 2 here. First one good. Chandler's free throw shooting at one point this year was over 80%, but he slumped down the stretch. In the last 22 games he played, he only shot 62% at the line, so it ended up being 73% for the season.
Man, I know some bigs would take that for the rest of their lives.
Oh, absolutely.
72, 73.
2 for 2 there. This gives Dallas 31 free throw attempts tonight, and that includes 17 here in this quarter.
Well, you don't shoot free throws unless you're attacking the basket. You don't get to the line shooting jump shots.
Up by 12, Dallas, largest lead of the game. Portland did not try to get a 2 for 1. Wallace on the drive, and the Mavericks want an offensive basket interference, that is, on Camby. Waited to see if it would be called. It was not. Camby with the score. A deflection, still caught by Sean Marion. Basket shot was short. Second try, rolling in at 3.9 left in the third. Let's see if they can take the 12-point lead into the fourth quarter. They can. Batum, wide left in the desperation heave. 12 minutes to go and a 12-point lead for Dallas as they tried to regain control of the series. They thought they had control of the series going into the fourth quarter on Saturday. They can't make that same mistake again. 12 more hard minutes to go. Kyle said the balance was delicate going into the season. A 2-2 series heading into Game 5 as Dallas fell behind by 8 early. But the bench started to get things going in the second quarter, and then Dirk went into, as our buddy Skin likes to say, beast mode in the third. But don't forget about Sean Marion and Tyson Chandler. Those two have brought it tonight. And we go to the fourth quarter with the Mavericks in front, 75-63 here in Game 5. Let's bring you inside American Airlines Center, where we bring you Mavs playoff basketball. Here on TXA 21, Mark Followell, Derek Harper, and Jeff Skin Wade from 103.3 FM ESPN, the flagship station of the Mavs radio network. And, of course, the entire first round is right here on TXA 21. Brandon Roy on the dribble drive, quick shot up and good. Remember what he did in the fourth quarter just a little over 48 hours ago.
I don't want to remember it.
Barea with the dribble. Wesley Matthews went down.
Very impressive flop.
Dribble handoff to Jason Terry. A drive and a pull up, and that goes.
Just keep attacking. Don't settle offensively.
Tonight, by the way, with that make by Roy, he's got 5 points. He's 2 for 6. He gets into the lane. Dishes to Wesley Matthews. 3, no. Barea, Terry, Peja, Dirk, and Chandler, the Dallas lineup. And Peja gets inside the arc and hits it.
Shot fake by great jump shooters always frees them up for a better shot.
And the ball fake gets him in range for about an 18-footer rather than a 22-foot three-pointer in the corner. Matthews just took a 3-ball from there and missed. Tough assignment here. Stojakovic defending Aldridge, backing him in. Chandler helps out defensively, and the double team forces a bad pass. Dirk to steal. Terry cross court to Barea. Dallas in front by 14. Terry calls for it. Oh, they got an offensive foul here on Dirk. Cleared out Brandon Roy, who looks like he might have gotten maybe a stinger or something like that afterwards.
Well, if you're going to get a foul, that's a good one for Dirk.
Yeah, there you go. It's also frustrating they had the double post situation going on. It wasn't spaced right. They couldn't get that steal and turn it into something good.
If they're going to call offense, make them feel it like he did.
Batum surveys the scene against the Mavericks zone defense, which I would have to say that we've probably seen more of that tonight.
I feel like I haven't seen it much at all in the first 4 games.
Defensive 3-second call. Scoreboards in the fourth quarter brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. And I'm sorry, that was not a defensive 3-second. It was a foul on Peja.
I think he grabbed Aldridge from behind, grabbed around the hips.
But going back to your point, though, Mark, we have seen that 3-second call before, and that's because both teams are in tune defensively, trying to help when the guys have their best offensive guy on the block.
And that's a double that moves Aldridge off the block and forced him to give up the ball. And Roy flicks up a wild shot at the end of the shot clock. Doesn't draw iron for a 24-second shot clock violation. 10 minutes on the button left, and Dallas up 79-65.
You credit Peja, you credit Chandler, you credit Jet. That was a great team defensive effort, forcing the 24-second shot clock violation.
Fantastic defense. That's what has Dallas skin in control of this game right now. And has the defensive end.
And has us yelling a little bit because the crowd is live.
Both teams are shooting 46%. Portland has been turned over 13 times. Dallas has only committed 10 and only 3 since the first quarter. Little helter-skelter, couple of passes off target. Possession down to 6, down to 5. Barea the drive, and Chandler wins the fight for the rebound and goes up and is fouled.
I love it. That was frustration on the part of Gerald Wallace because he just got owned inside.
It's a man's world.
And that was a man's rebound.
You better believe it.
There's nothing to discuss by the refs. There's nothing to see. Move along. It's a foul. Get on down the trail.
Here's a look at Tyson Chandler after the miss by J.J. Barea. Started this early, doing it late as well, dominating the offensive glass. Taking no prisoners.
The foul is on Brandon Roy, by the way, for his 4th foul. And Tyson Chandler, who has 13 points and 14 rebounds and was showered with adoration from the American Airlines Center crowd there after that little scrum.
Well, Mark, that's playoff basketball. What Tyson Chandler is doing right now, he's doing the dirty work. Offense going well for Dallas, but you're going to miss some shots. He's cleaning up that glass and making his presence felt down low.
10 offensive rebounds, by the way. And with this foul shot, Chandler will now have more free throws than Portland as a team. This will give Chandler 12 free throw attempts tonight. Dirk has 11 free throw attempts. The Blazers as a squad only have 11. They've made only 6.
He's doing it because he's hanging around the rim where stuff's going down. He's getting rewarded for it.
1 of 2 on the line. Roy the rebound. Miller finds Roy on the cut into the lane. Shot clock down to 8. Mavs up 80-65. And Miller loses the handle on the dribble. Does get a shot away. And Peja rebounds and miss. Mavs trying to regain control of the series. Peja, another shot fake, steps inside, comes up short. There he is again.
This is, when Portland goes small like that, they're a tougher offensive team, but Wallace trying to keep Chandler off the glass, that's a mismatch.
Drive to the hoop, Jason Terry, and then knocked out of bounds. Oh, and that's a travel because his shot didn't draw the iron, and he was the first person to touch it, so it's a Dallas turnover. Their 11th of the game. The Mavs own their biggest lead of the game right now. Game 5, 8:46 to go. Dallas up 80-65. 8:46 to go in Game 5. Dallas hasn't closed it out yet, but they're feeling good in front by 15 right now. They would love to be in position to close it out Thursday night in Portland for Game 6. And you can watch it with other MFFLs and the Mavs dancers and maniacs at the Hard Rock Cafe in Victory Park. Now, the game time has not officially been set. It could be at 9 or 9:30. We shall see. But we'll have it right here on TXA 21. That much I can assure you. Can't tell you when it's going to tip, 9 or 9:30, but it will be on TXA 21. Check your local listings. And my, San Antonio does officially go down. 104-86 is the final of the Dallas Morning News NBA scoreboard. Memphis wins it. They're up 3-1. The Grizzlies, who had never won a playoff game before this year. Andre Miller on the floor. Gosh, remember the kid in Minnesota who won a championship game with a shot like that a few years ago. Miller went down, missed a shot late in the clock. Dirk has it taken away. Turnover with just over 8 minutes to play. Back to Brandon Roy. Miller against Peja. Into the paint. Aldridge gave it up. Wallace a three. Nope. A rebound for Barea.
I think that last play by Aldridge needs to really wake the Mavericks up as to just how hard and aggressive the Blazers are going to play here. You can't start napping it all. They're still going to stay with it. And that aggressive play by Aldridge should wake them up a little bit. Got to stay in this.
Jason Terry fouled by Matthews. 2 in the quarter on Portland. For the entire series, for 4 games, the rebounding has been very, very even. For the whole series, Dallas has 2 more rebounds in 4 games in Portland. But tonight, after Barea just got that defensive board, as you see the foul, the Mavs have a 42-29 advantage overall on the glass tonight.
And it's just more aggressive, Skin. Yeah. I mean, they've been the aggressor on both the offense and defensive glass, and that's one of the things that have them in control.
It's the offensive rebounds the Mavs are getting tonight. It's really giving them a huge edge.
Another quick whistle on the Trailblazers there. Gerald Wallace with his 4th foul. That's the 3rd team foul on Portland. The Trailblazers have not had a basket in over 4 minutes. 10 on the shot clock. And Terry will hoist it from long range, and it rims out. That's the one area of the game where Dallas has not done well tonight. 2 of 14 on threes. But getting to the line 33 times. Getting 32 points in the paint. 14 second chance points have allowed the Mavs to build a 15-point lead. Wallace will go to the line here to try to trim it down to a 13-point game as Chandler just picked up his 4th foul.
Well, you talk about the Mavericks not shooting the 3 well, yet they're still in control of the game. And I think the difference has been for this basketball team tonight is getting to the free throw line, points in the paint, and just really playing with an overall force tonight.
Mavs free throw differential against Portland in this series is something we look at here in the Taco Bueno, More Bueno matchup. In the first 2 home games, it was a plus 14 for Dallas. It was a minus 11 in the 2 road games in Portland. But tonight, the advantage is a plus 21. Wallace just made 2, though, for Portland. Post up, Dirk driving on Aldridge underneath, lays it in.
They're looking for the jump shot.
Yeah.
Dirk is using all of his game, putting the ball on the floor.
Under 7 to go. Inside, the Mavs shut the door on Wesley Matthews. To the perimeter to Wallace. He'll drive it. Roy driving. Going to be a perimeter shot and a rim out 3 from Matthews.
And push the tempo, try and get some early offense. It works for you.
The exchange between Kidd and Barea as Terry just checked out. Barea breaks down the defense of the drive. To the hoop, goes it in. Timeout, Portland. Barea's had more tough moments than good ones in this series, but he just gave Dallas their biggest lead here in the 4th quarter. 25 tonight for that big German. A defining performance in a game like this, much like Roy had for his Blazers on Saturday. You saw the Barea layup, the bench loves it. QSL Sports, providing sports marketing services to the Mavs in China and throughout the world. Visit www.qsl.cn today. By Southwest Airlines, new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By your Texas Ford dealers, to be the best in Texas, you have to be no Ford tough. By Dr. Pepper, there's nothing like a Dr. Pepper. And by Budweiser, great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Great times are waiting if Dallas closes out the next 6 minutes, 15 seconds. 84-67. Dallas in front. LaMarcus Aldridge steps back for a long two, and Barea with another board. He's had a couple here in the fourth quarter.
Dallas has really made their offense uncomfortable in the second half.
Portland shooting 42% for the game. Dallas shooting 45%. Aldridge pokes it out of Dirk's hands. 5 to shoot. Driving, spinning, blocked by Aldridge, and out of bounds at a 24-second shot clock violation.
Yeah, and you don't want to see that. You know, they're at that point in the game where you think, all right, I want to take more time off the shot clock. I disagree. Just stay as aggressive as they have been. I think waiting around really hurt them on Saturday,
to say the least. Driving on Peja, Gerald Wallace. And, Peja did that to Brandon Roy the other day. Put him on the deck. Wallace goes down there.
He's been around. He knows what a hard playoff foul is. Make him earn it at the stripe.
Hey, if your nickname is the Serbian Sniper, you know what a hard foul is, right?
Who gave him that nickname?
The great Follow-Easy sitting over there to our left.
It somehow sprung into my mind when he was knocking down 5 threes in game 2. I'm into alliteration, so that's why I had to go that route.
When I informed him that that was his new nickname, he looked at me like I was trying to sell him something he didn't want. I don't need that so much. I'm good.
He looked at me the same way when we interviewed him after a game in Houston earlier this year. It's not you. Normally it is, but in this case, it's not you, man.
I'll tell you what, he does look down and admire my Chucks, because as you've seen, Peja likes to rock Chucks when he leaves the area, so we're brothers in Chucks.
84-69 after a couple of free throws were hit by Gerald Wallace. Terry's back into the game. You got Marion back in. Dirk and Barea went out. Jason Terry with a shot off target. Obviously trying to get just a brief breather here, you would think, for Dirk, as Batum, no good on a 3. Follow miss by Aldridge. No one had a body on him, and he soared in, but just did not complete the putback finish. Under 5 to go. Driving, Kidd to the basket, first points.
And that is what you have to do. If they're going to pressure you, they're going to overplay you defensively, boom, go right around him and attack that rim.
Perfect time for a guy like Jason Kidd to really understanding the situation, totally in control as a veteran point guard.
And a dump ball made by Matthews, knocked away. Dallas on the run out. Marion from Terry, blocked from behind. Ricochets out to Kidd. All alone, Peja, the Serbian Sniper! Hits bullseye! And with that, the lead is 20. Well, they have cranked up Stevie Ray Vaughan's "The House is a Rockin'" here at American Airlines Center, and I'd say that is a fitting description. With 4:24 to go in the fourth, Peja drills the 3. Dallas game 5 at home against Portland, lead at 89-69. They have gotten by far the biggest performance in this series from Tyson Chandler. 11 offensive rebounds is a new playoff career high and ties the Maverick playoff record set by Roy Tarpley in May of 1988. The most overall rebounds in a Dallas playoff game is Dirk with 21. And Chandler has 18 boards overall. Inside, Andre Miller with a score. Closing in on 4 minutes left. And Kidd will bring it all the way up the floor. Peel back, might have passed up a shot.
He had a shot, but...
And nearly a steal. Kidd gets the loose ball back. And he will launch from long range. And it's Chandler now setting the new record for the most offensive rebounds in a Maverick playoff game.
Is there any doubt that Roy Tarpley's watching this game right now in total approval?
Terry hounded inside by Aldridge. Marion over Miller, no. Wallace with a rebound, under 3.5 minutes to play. Wallace cross court. Wesley Matthews run off the line. And Batum pulls the string on a three. Terry leaked out. He'll take the shot. He'll flush it. Look out below as Jason Terry gets the one-hand jam.
Dallas challenging the three-point shots. Long shot, long rebound. Jason Kidd up the floor to Terry.
Double team forces it out of Wallace's hands and in the passing lane. It was almost stolen by Peja. Nearly got a fingertip on it. Batum drills a three. While Dallas has shot poorly from the arc tonight at 3 of 16, with that make, the Blazers are only 4 of 16. Marion with a runner. Wallace with a rebound, under 2.5 to go. On the fouls, each team has one more foul to give right now. They're both at 3 for the quarter. And there's a foul right there as the feet get tangled up between Kidd and Matthews. The foul on Kidd is his 4th.
He does such a good job of taking charges. Just a little bit of a move on that slide, trying to stay in front of Matthews.
And that's the last foul that Dallas had to give. In the 157 previous 7-game NBA playoff series that were at 2-2, the Game 5 winner won 130 times. Over 82%. Dallas is up by 15 points, 2:11 to go. This doesn't put it in the books by any stretch, but it sure does feel a heck of a lot better than it felt 48 hours ago. Jason Terry leaks out here after the Batum three came up short. Kidd head up, found Terry, shows off the hops. The Mav lead right now is 15 with 2:11 to play as Dallas takes timeout. Games to get to this stage of the year, the NBA playoffs, round 1. We've brought every one of these highly competitive, intense games to you right here on TXA 21. And we're going to be bringing you one more for sure on Thursday, and if necessary, Game 7 on Saturday, right here on TXA 21. The third quarter helped to start breaking open, and the Mavs have extended the lead to as many as 20 here in the fourth. Up right now by 15. They just took a timeout. Late in the shot clock, it's Kidd giving to Dirk, driving, hanging, missing, tipped up, kept alive, Aldridge rebounds. Twice, Dallas is led by 20. You don't want to do that. They could score with the clock stopped here with 1:40 to go.
Last thing you want to do.
No free points. You also want to keep that defensive pressure up as well. You don't want them to kind of get in this habit of they dribble down and do whatever they want.
So with 100 seconds remaining, on the line, Wallace. Wallace has 12 tonight, giving 13 now, his second highest scoring game of the series. One more look at the schedule. Check your local listings. So the other series and how some games play out tomorrow will have the final impact on whether or not the game Thursday night will be at 9 or 9:30 here on TXA 21. And if necessary, Game 7 on Saturday night, right here at American Airlines Center. By virtue of winning 57 regular season games compared to 48 for Portland, the Mavs have the luxury of that 7th game at home, but you don't go to Portland playing like, oh, well, you've got Game 7 at home.
Oh, no.
Oh, no is right. Terry from Berea, 6 to shoot. Terry to the baseline, going left a step back. And the rebound for Chris Johnson, who just went into the game. They've got Aldridge out of there right now. Portland has made a run here. They've just scored 9 straight. And a foul to give situation here, committed right at half court with 1:05 to go. Watch Berea's right arm here on this play underneath, by the way. Gonna take a shot on the behind his shoulder, back of his elbow, back of his shoulder. from Chris Johnson.
If you're Dallas, you want to finish this game aggressive, finish the game up.
Inside a minute to go. And a foul committed by Wesley Matthews at 53.4 left. Well, this was a game that the narrative going into it was obvious. Brandon Roy had been just beyond sensational in what he did Saturday. There were a lot of doubters for Dallas. There were a lot questioning if the same old playoff Mavericks were making a reappearance. And they haven't advanced to the second round by any stretch, but certainly tonight's performance, I think, has had to impress all who've seen it.
Well, I think, one of the things that's new about this team is Tyson Chandler. I just saw an interesting tweet. Kevin Pelton of Basketball Prospectus said the last guy to have this many offensive rebounds in a playoff game since 1991, Shaq had 14. Wow. Tyson Chandler now going all the way back to 91, second highest with what he's done tonight.
And that is 12 offensive rebounds?
12 so far by my count.
And 20 total.
Now he's got 13, sorry. So one behind Shaq, and there is nothing about that performance since like anything in the last several years in the playoffs for the Mavs.
Kid just made a couple of free throws. Terry eludes Chris Johnson. They back off. 20,800 made their way into American Airlines Center tonight to watch this one, all up on their feet chanting, "Let's go Mavs." A Terry three is no good. 20 seconds to go. Patty Mills has gone into the ball game. He throws up ahead to Chris Johnson. The Mavs foul with 18 seconds to go. Foul was on Barea. And a couple of subs here. Stevenson and Cardinal go into the game. And Dirk and Kidd check out. And this is the first time in the playoffs that Jan Mahimi's gone in, and this gives Tyson Chandler a chance to exit stage right to a big round of applause, you'd have to think, with a 14-point, 20-rebound game tonight.
Give that man some love.
Give him some love for sure.
Come on now.
Give the Mavericks some love. Their overall attack was really good tonight. I thought they did a good job, Mark, of not settling just for jump shots, but mixing the game up on the offensive end, and their defense was phenomenal.
40 points in the paint is the most that Dallas has had in any game in this series. 36 was the previous best. The 33 free throws that Dallas tried tonight is also the most that they've attempted in a game in this series. Chris Johnson with a couple of free throws. The 25-year-old rookie. Earl Barron is in the game late here for Portland, seeing his first action of the playoffs, and Armand Johnson is in. Ryan Cardinal, big pick set on Patrick Mills there at center court. One last little shot here at the end of the game. Barea dribbling out the clock, and that will do it. 93-82, Dallas wins Game 5. They take a 3-2 series lead. And they will head to Portland to the Rose Garden and try to close it out in a very difficult road environment Thursday night.